So it was a little bit disappointing. The physical therapist checked me. I think that this video will conclude the long postpartum series. So I am headed to physical therapy. We're gonna see what they say. So I just got out of physical therapy. My hair is pretty wild right now. So it was a little bit disappointing. The physical therapist checked me. I had 2 elevated ribs, the first and second on the right side, and then T4 on the left side, which is further down. It was kind of underneath my it's kind of like with the breastbone, I guess, or underneath the chest. So it's super frustrating because I feel like I was making so much progress, and then all of a sudden it's like all of these ribs just start elevating or going out of place. And so anyway, they put them back. It's kind of tender, but I'm basically just having to do I's, Y's, and T's for now. So I don't know how that's going to influence like my weight training day, but we'll see. Hey guys, so it is 12:21 a.m. After getting done at physical therapy, I went to the studio to train clients, and then I got home around 7 p.m. and ate dinner, had an awesome dinner, and then I just started working, and I haven't stopped. There's just so much to do. And I know sleep is so important to just overall health. And I'm just trying to manage it all and do it all, while also taking care of myself. It's so hard. So last night I went to bed way too late. I have a hard time falling asleep just because I'm trying not to sleep in certain positions so that hopefully my ribs don't keep going out of alignment. Yesterday during my physical therapy session, I asked my physical therapist, like, why does this keep happening? And, you know, he doesn't really have an answer for it right now. It's just a matter of me compensating in ways that I shouldn't be, but some parts of my body are just super strong while others are kind of weak in especially my upper mid thoracic area. So yeah, it's like the smallest things. It could be picking up Ren. The other day I literally grabbed for my seatbelt and twisted to put it in, and my like chest cramped, or felt like a cramp, and I'm like, I had to like stretch it out real fast. And I told the physical therapist about that, and he's like, that's probably your rib going out at that point, or coming out of alignment. So it's just stupid things like that. Anyway, today I'm back on track to do interval training. So I'm gonna head into the gym. I'm gonna do basically like probably a 5 to 10 minute warm up on the treadmill, and then I'm gonna run for like 2 minutes and then walk for a minute, and do that in terms of intervals, like speed up during the 2 minutes and then walking for the 1 minute. I'm gonna do that until I hit 4 miles today. I am sweating so badly, but it took me almost an hour to get it done. I did, a little longer of a cool down, but I think that was at like 54 minutes. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk from here, because I was so close to hitting. I was like a tenth of a mile away from hitting 4 miles. So anyway, that's done. It feels really good to be done. Now I've got to go home and just get to work. So I am home. I'm in our office right now, and I need to write a newsletter that is going out today. So I write one newsletter that goes out to my Strong.Bold.Healthy audience every week. Typically, this is giving just more insight as to like lessons that I'm learning or new recipes or workouts, things of that nature. So if you're interested in getting any of that, you can sign on. I'll link it below. But I'm just going to finish that up so that I can send it out, and then I'm going to just get myself together for the day because this is not going to do. So I am on my way to the University of Maryland to get my DEXA scan and my RMR test today. That's a resting metabolic rate test. I had it done back in August of 2025, and so just getting an update to see where we are with everything. I have to fast for the RMR test, which I'm not loving because it's at 11:15 a.m. and I woke up really early this morning, so I'm really hungry. I did have a tuna wrap before I went to bed last night, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we are here. My appointment's in like 5 minutes. I have to go into the public health building. I just remembered, so I got my period early, and I know that can impact your test results. So I'm not going to look too much into these, and I have no expectations, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We're just getting it done.
So your head is that way, feet are this way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have you scoot down just a little bit. Okay. All right. So. All right, Sarah, you are all done.
Okay.
You want to head over to the green chair? I'll be right over there.
Okay, thank you.
Do you remember the drill for this? Did you do this last time?
I did. It was my first time ever doing it, so I kind of remember the drill, but I just remember having to breathe through my mouth.
Here's the nose piece. Press over your nose like so.
Mm-hmm.
Adjust the mouthpiece as need be. You can go ahead and remove the mouthpiece. Tissue there if you need it.
Okay. So, I'm so hungry. I am so glad I made these last week. These are those chocolate chip energy balls. I knew I would be like ravenous by the time that scan ended. So, we're eating a ball. The results are in. Do you ever feel like when someone's in a room with you and they're like, oh, look this over, just let me know if you have any questions? My brain like can't think when someone is there waiting. Like I literally don't process the information. I'm like, oh yeah, everything looks good. And then I'm like, later I sit down and then I have time to process. That's kind of how it was today. So this is my RMR test, resting metabolic rate test. So this tells me how many calories my body burns or uses at rest. So basically, if I laid in bed all day, slept all day, my body is still working, it's still burning calories. This is how many calories it burns. So the last time I did this, I was at 1,238 calories. I think I accidentally told you guys I was 1,236, so 2 calorie difference, but it was 1,238. Today, it is 1,440. So that's awesome. My resting metabolic rate went up. That can be just because of my workouts being more consistent and my body building more muscle and it needing more energy to sustain itself. I'm super happy with that number. Super happy with that. Okay. Look at this funky thing. It's like, you see, my fat mass went from 65.4 pounds to 55.8. Okay, I'm just seeing this. So this has the results from the 3 times I've ever done a DEXA scan. One was from 2019, the next was from 6 months ago, August of 2025, and then from today. And my lean mass in 2019 was 100.8 pounds. The last time I had a DEXA scan, it was 99.7. Today, 99.7. It has not changed. So I'm really curious. I mean, it's changed obviously in the past 6 years, 7 years, but that's not bad. But that just goes to show that, you know, your body fat, like, it's not about the scale weight. It's really about like your body composition, how much lean mass you have, how much fat you have. Yeah, all of the weight that I've basically gained and lost, it has all been fat loss. That is awesome. Let me see if there's anything else here. I want to see the difference in my limbs. So when we're talking about limbs, basically, there are times when I know that my body has had like more lean muscle mass or more muscle on one side versus another side, and that can cause you to compensate during certain exercises, certain movements, whatever it may be. It has caused like sciatica issues for me in the past and things like that. But today, so my muscle mass in my upper body has gone down pretty significantly. It was at 5.4 pounds in my right arm. Now it's at 4.9. In my left arm, it was at 5.3. Now it's at 4.8. So they've gone down, but the difference is still just 0.1 of a difference in pounds, 0.1 pounds. I hope that makes sense. So I've lost mass, or I've lost muscle in my left arm and my right arm, which totally makes sense because of my rib injuries. Like, I can't lift really, or haven't been able to in the past like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. That's a pretty significant time to go without lifting the upper body. In the legs, oh, that's not good. My lean mass on the right side, my leg, not my arm, my leg, 18.9 pounds. The lean mass on the left side is 17.3. So that's a 1.5 pound difference. That's not good. In the right leg, I went up in muscle mass. In the left leg, I went down since the last scan. So I need to correct that. My trunk, so my right side went down again in lean mass or in muscle by 0.4 pounds. My left side went up. There's almost 2.5 pounds more muscle on my left side compared to my right. That could be why my T4, my rib T4, is like not doing so hot and it's elevated, because I've been using my left side a heck of a lot more and it's putting strain on it. some of this, especially in the trunk, is a significant difference. So last time I talked about the android and the gynoid ratio, and basically the android is fat that's found in your abdominal area, and then, or your trunk, and then gynoid fat is found more in hips, thighs, things like that. And so my android fat went down 6.4%. Gynoid went down 1.8. A loss is a loss, right? Okay, so pretty positive numbers overall. The only thing that I am really questioning is my DEXA scan, like my bone density. Yeah, it went from being like a 2.5 to like a -3. Like, how does that happen? I don't think my period would have anything to do with it, but that would be a good, a good thing to check out, to examine. So those are my results of the DEXA scan. If you have any questions about this, or if you're interested in getting one yourself, you can just comment, let me know, and I'm an open book. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Yeah, I'm really excited about that resting metabolic rate. And that's a good thing to know, that it went up to 1,440 calories. Because then, sorry, my rib just tweaked. It just really hurts sometimes. And then other times it's like, it's manageable. Anyway, sorry. The fact that it's 1,440 calories now, that was my resting metabolic rate. What I can do with that information is I can actually increase my calories a little bit. I'm not counting calories, but I can increase the amount of food that I'm eating, which is really exciting because I am a total foodie. And I can still get results. But I'm going to finish this last ball, and then I'm going home, see my baby girl. Good morning. So it is like 6:30 a.m., but really my body feels like it's 5:30 a.m. It was daylight savings, so needing to adjust. But this morning I am going on a hike with a friend who is doing the 14-miler with me in April. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're just going like for distance. We're doing like an airport loop, so it's all paved, but we'll get to training where we're like in the woods and climbing hills and things like that. Today will be some hills, but anyway, if I didn't have something to work towards, there's no way that I would be up today at this hour. Wish me luck. Okay, so we are headed to the hike. Okay, so we're 4 miles in. We have 2 to go. We're going strong. the hike is done. I just got back to my car. We got 6 miles in, I think 6.2 actually, so which is very good. And it's only like 9:30 in the morning, which I'm super stoked about because I've got like the rest of the day to do whatever. But I do have to meal prep today. I am getting groceries delivered. That is like my new thing, because it just saves a heck of a lot of time. So I had like 15 minutes before I had to leave the house this morning, and I'm like, let me just get this order in. So those groceries will be there between 11 and 1, and then I'll start meal prepping. Okay, so I'm home. I've got some eggs and egg whites like mixed in. I've got onions and peppers in here because I ran out of spinach. I actually just love just tossing spinach in, and then I've got some sourdough. I actually bought this last week and I still have a half loaf. It's getting to the point where it's like a little bit stale. I toasted this, so it's not too bad. But what I'm gonna do today for my meal prep is I'm actually gonna make something called ribollito. I think I'm saying that right. If you're Italian, you probably know whether or not I'm saying it right. But when Lubin and I had our honeymoon in Italy, we went to Tuscany, and there was this amazing soup that I'm just like, what is this? And then they're like, ribollito, or ribollita, something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make that today, because when I looked it up when I got home, it's peasant soup, like literally. Basically, back in the day, I guess peasants would take all of the leftover like vegetables and beans and stale bread from the week and make a like stew out of it, or a soup. And that is what I'm going to do for this week's meal prep. I'm gonna make some of that. I'm gonna make a recipe from my blog, and that's gonna be tikka chana masala. So basically chickpeas in like a coconut sauce. It is like so good. And then I think I'm just gonna make pasta because I'm in the mood for pasta. So I'm just doing different components of that. I don't really have a recipe. I do a lot of onions and peppers. I do spinach. I do some roux sauce, whole wheat pasta, and then I'm gonna do probably some plant-based like ground beef or something. So we have made it to like 5:30 p.m. My hair is wild. I need to meal prep. Okay, so I feel like a lot has transpired over the past couple of hours, or like the past like hour or so. So I made the ribollita. I actually just sat down and had some for dinner, even though that wasn't initially planned, but it was just too amazing to not have. And I think I'm just like, I don't know if I'm just really tired, but I find myself like wanting to snack. Like some Parmesan cheese goes in the ribollita, and I just like cut off a few slices because I was giving some to Ren for dinner. And I just ate that. Like, it's kind of mindless, but like I'm recognizing that, it's happening. Part of me is like, oh, I just like passed some chocolate chips. Like, I could have some chocolate chip. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I think I'm just so tired that, you know, my body wants food, my mind wants food, let me rephrase, but my body needs rest. Okay, so I have all of my like chopped veg for the week. I have this for the pasta that I'm going to be making at some point, and then I've got all of my cooked pasta already in these containers, and then my ribollito in here. Now this meal prep, like, it wasn't even hard, but it was just like, because it was so broken up, because I like started and then had to cook dinner for Ren, and then I sat down and ate with her, and then I had to put her to bed. Like, everything just kind of got delayed and pushed back. So, and she was not wanting to go to bed tonight. So just, mom life. I'm tired. So if you feel like you've gotten anything out of this postpartum rebuild series, please let me know. I really hope that it was beneficial in some regard, regardless of where you are on your journey, whether you are, postpartum, like early postpartum, or you're long postpartum, like I was, or maybe you're not even postpartum. Maybe you're just learning things along the way that you just didn't know before and you're finding value in that. But let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested in hearing your thoughts. With that, I think that this video will conclude the long postpartum series because, like I said before, I no longer feel like I'm in postpartum, and right now I do feel like I'm on to that next thing, whatever it is. And right now it's still me trying to rebuild, but without the postpartum label. I'm gonna be in it deep with the meal prep and the planning and just trying to hit that next goal. I hope you follow along, and if there's something specific that you want to see, whether that is a meal prep where you want me to lead you through it, or if it's workouts that you want me to record, you just let me know and I will show up for you.